jatis and the social mobility. So here the complexities that have arisen in the varnas, that those people who were not belonging to any of the four varnas, they were categorized in different jatis and upjatis. So like for example the forest dwellers. So these forest dwellers or the nishas, they were not belonging to any of the four varnas. So they were kept in their jatis. They were given referred to as nishas. And then there were craftsmen, skilled craftsmen, who were also not belonging to any of the four varnas. So they were also categorized in jatis like the swarnakaras or the goldsmiths. So in these complexities are reflected in another term used in text to refer to social categories, jati. In Brahminical theory, jati, like Varna, was based on birth. So a person who was born in a particular jati has to adopt the occupation of his parents. Okay, so the rules were similar to those of the Varna even. In fact, whenever Brahminical authorities encountered new groups, for instance, people living in forests such as Nishads, or wanted to assign a name to occupational categories such as the goldsmith or swarkara, which did not easily fit into the fourfold Varna system, they classified them into as jati. Jati which shared a common occupation or profession were sometimes organized into shrenis or guild. So those craftsmen or skilled craftsmen or the traders who were manufacturing or producing a similar type of object, they also formed their associations. These trade associations were known by the name of guild or shrenis, and these guild or shrenis helped the member of their community by providing them loan at the time of economic crisis, and also fixing the prices of the same product. Okay, so in this way they were helping each other, and they were also trying to avoid the competition by not letting the new persons to enter into the Shrini. So in this way they were trying to capture the market of that particular product. We seldom come across documents that recalled the histories of these groups. So, but the history of the common people is not recorded anywhere. Somewhere only we come to know about the common people, how the common people used to live in that time through the inscriptions. Like we get an inscription in Mandsaur in Madhya Pradesh, in which it was written, that is of 5th century BC CE. It was written that the people of month means the silk weavers, they have migrated from their own native land, that is from Gujarat to Mandsaur, in place of better opportunities, because they have heard so many stories about the king of Mandsaur, who usually welcome the skilled craftsmen. We seldom come across documents that record the histories of these groups, but there are exceptions. One interesting stone inscription, 5th century CE, found in Mandsaur, Madhya Pradesh, records the history of a guild of a silk weavers who originally lived in Lata, Gujarat, from where they migrated to uh, Madhya Pradesh, that is Mandsaur. Okay, so this is somewhat disturbance in the pages. Please just wait for a minute. Okay, now the inscription provides a fascinating glimpse of complex social process and provides insights into the nature of guilds or shrenis. Although membership was based on a shared craft specialization, some members adopted other occupation. Means besides that, the people belonging to a particular shrenis or guilds, they were sharing the same occupation. Means either they were skilled in making any craft or artifact, or they were traders, and they were trading a particular same type of product. But besides that, these people who were belonging to the same shrini or guild, they were also skilled in other professions. So not only the profession they were also skilled in some other profession, as is written in another inscription, as is mentioned in another inscription, that these people of that particular shreni, they were good musicians also. Some of them were good musicians, some of them were good in narrating a story, some of them were good in they were very good warriors, and good in warfare techniques, and some were, you can say, uh, good in constructing, uh, means temple and all that. So means besides their original occupation, they were also good in other things. The inscription provides a fascinating glimpse complex social process and provides insight into the nature of guild or shinies. Although membership was based on a sheer craft, some members adopted other occupation. It also indicates that the members shared more than a common profession. They collectively decided to invest their wealth earned through their craft to construct a splendid temple in honor of the sun god. What the silk weavers did. Here is an script from the inscription, which is in Sanskrit. Some are intensely attached to music, pleasing to the ear. Others, being proud of the authorship of 100 excellent biographies, are conversant with wonderful tales. Filled with humility, are absorbed in excellent religious discourses. Some excel in their own religious rites, likewise by others who were self possessed. The science of Vedic astronomy was mastered, and others, valorous in battle even today, forcibly cause them harm to the enemy. So means it, this script is telling that even though they were sharing the common skill in the same in making the same craft, but they have other interests too, and they were skilled in some other things also.